Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a different video for you. Now the other day I went to a shop that's only in the UK unfortunately. It's called the Original Factory Shop and they do a lot of homeware stuff, they do makeup products, they do clothing, they do all sorts. But I picked up a few makeup products that kind of really intrigued me, and today I'm kind of going to be showing you them, and then the second part of this that will be the same video. I'm going to do like a first impression for makeup on, so I'll show you the products first before I kind of test them out. Now I haven't got every single product to do with the face. I kind of just picked up a few bits that I was interested in, so when I do my makeup later there will be a few things that you guys would have seen in other videos, but a lot of it will be like pure first impressions. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first product I bought was the Revlon Colourstay foundation. This is in 110 Ivory. Now I've always wanted to try Revlon's foundation. I actually don't own a lot of Revlon products, just because I find they can be like fairly expensive. Especially a lot of like the Revlon photo ready products as well. Now I believe this was £6. Normally I think if you were to get this from Boots this would be quite a bit more. Now I was looking at this up against the mirror and I actually think it's probably a couple of shades lighter than what I probably should have gone with. But with the factory shop, the only issue I have with it is that, especially in foundations, they kind of always have either light or very dark foundation colours. So I kind of wanted to go with this one because I was hoping this would kind of match my skin, but it is actually slightly too light as you can see. But I have got other products that I can kind of add colour to my face with. But this is what it looks like. Now with this foundation, I've never actually had a foundation that doesn't have a pump. This is where you just you tip onto your hand like so. Now normally a lot of my foundations I have are either in a tube with a nozzle or, as I said, they're on a pump, but I'm really intrigued to try that out, so that is that one. So my next product is a bronzing powder. Now this is by Bourjois. I saw this actually a little while ago in Sainsbury's and they were charging I think about £9 for this. Now I paid, I believe this was £5, £4 or £5. Now this has SPF 15 in it. I got this in the shade 14, which is olive to tan skin. Now I thought this would actually be too dark for my skin, but actually when I tried this on the back of my hand it wasn't too bad. So this is what the packaging looks like. When you open it up, you've got the bronzing powder here, and then you get a little bronzing brush as well. What I find really cool with this mirror, it actually turns 360 degrees, which is really cool. Now this does smell of chocolate. I actually do have another Bourjois palette somewhere that is a like it's almost, it looks a bit like a chocolate bar, but yeah, so I was really intrigued to try that one, but I picked this up. Now I was very skeptical when I picked this up because this is by Technique. Now if you guys have ever tried Technique before, I don't know about you guys, but some of the products for me, they don't normally work. The pigmentation is not normally that great. They do a lot of nail varnishes that again I'm not over keen on, but I thought I'd try this out. Now this is the Bronzing Eyeshadows Baked Eyeshadow Palette. And the thing that really drew me to it were the colours, because I think they're absolutely beautiful. They're probably now my favourite palette that I own. And I have to admit, this is incredible, guys. Now I think this was £3, but I have to recommend this to you. I swatched this the other day and I'll swatch it for you now, but literally with one small light swipe you can get a massive amount of product off. So I will swatch all of these colours for you, but they are all beautiful. Now my two favourite colours have to be these two on the end, which is a rose gold and like a slightly lighter rose gold colour as well. So this is what they look like, and that was with one light swipe. Now they are beautiful, they catch the light so perfectly. And what I like about baked eyeshadows, especially these ones, is if you wet them you can get so much more of an impact on them. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend this one. I haven't tried it out on my face, but I have tried swatching it and it is beautiful. So my other eyeshadow palette that I bought is by W7. Now you guys probably would have seen I do own another one of these, and actually a smaller one. I own one in this size that's called In the Buff, and I do actually own a smaller one that's here, which is In the City. Now I do really recommend these, especially if you're starting out with makeup. They are really good to have. Now this was £5, which I think is really good. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 12 eyeshadows in this. And the reason I picked this up is I thought the colours were absolutely beautiful. They really kind of pulled me towards it. But so that is what the outside looks like, and these are the colours inside. Now you get a little brush and a sponge applicator that you do with all the W7 larger eyeshadow palettes. So these are what the colours look like. Now the one that was really drawing me is this sparkly pink one. I have tried some of them out. Now not all of them are pigmented, that's the only thing. You do have to build a couple of them up, but a lot of them are really pigmented. But the ones that really struck me were these two purple ones and this pink one. I thought they were absolutely beautiful. Now this I actually owned a few years ago. This is kind of a repurchase, so this isn't kind of a first impression for this one. But I thought I'd add it anyway, as it is kind of a small haul plus an actual first impressions. But this is by Rimmel. This is a Lash Accelerator Endless Mascara. It Grey Lash Complexion and Fibres Mascara. Now I didn't realise I actually picked this up in brown. Normally I don't wear brown mascara, I only like wearing black mascara. But this actually doesn't overly bother me. You can't really tell much of a difference when it's actually on your eyes. But I have to admit, this is incredible. Now this is probably one of my all-time favourite mascaras. As I said, I used to use it for about 3 or 4 years in a row, but it ended up drying out, and I just kind of, I never bothered getting another one because I had so many other mascaras. But I picked this one up. Now this is normally around £10 when I used to buy it. I don't know how much it is now, but this was £3, which I thought was amazing, because I know Factory Shop do kind of, they almost half the prices that actual drugstores do, like Boots and Superdrug. So my last 3 products are actually lip products. Now, as well as eyeshadows, I do love collecting lipsticks and lip products. So I've got 2 from L'Oreal and 1 from Rimmel. So I'll do the Rimmel first. Now this is Rimmel's Provocalypse lipstick. This is in the colour 310 Little Minx. Now when I picked this up, this is a really beautiful colour. They actually only have this colour and a really light colour, but I didn't think it would go very well because it was so light with my, obviously against my skin tone. So I picked this one up. This is a beautiful, it's almost like an electric pink. I'll swatch on the back of my hand. Amazingly pigmented, it's so smooth, the applicating is amazing. I have actually tried this just to see what it's like on the lips, and it is beautiful. So one side is the colour and the other side is what they call a lock and shine. So this dries almost like a semi-matte. This doesn't dry completely matte, but it has a slight shine, but it doesn't budge anywhere when it's dry. Obviously, as it says, 16 hours is what it's supposed to do. Then when that's dry, what you normally do is the clear coat you will apply over the top. Obviously I won't, but you apply it over the top, and then what it does, if you wait a few minutes, that will completely lock it in. The only thing I have to say, when I tried this the other day, it was very hard to get off. As you can see, I've just tried to take it off, and it is quite hard to come off, especially on the lips. You do have to kind of scrub quite hard, or maybe like use an oil-based makeup remover. So my last 2 products are by L'Oreal. Now I'll go on with this one first. I did actually buy one of these a little while ago, but I haven't got it anymore. I didn't really like the colour of it, but I picked this one up. Now I'm not really sure what collection this is from with L'Oreal, but it is in 602 Irresistible Espresso. Now I think they're more of like a it's almost like a coloured tint or a lip balm. They're not as pigmented as like a normal lipstick is, but they're not far off. They're a lot more moisturising than a normal lipstick. But this is what the colour looks like. I thought it was a really pretty kind of muted brown colour, which I've never gone for before. I was intrigued to try it because I'm kind of wanting to step up my comfort zone and see what it would look like. And it is a really beautiful colour. You get a lot of shine from it, it moisturises. It doesn't last a huge amount of time on the lips, I'm aware of, but it's kind of nice to have that kind of slight tint on the lips. But that is that one. And my last lip product is again by L'Oreal. Now again, I'm not sure what collection this is from, it doesn't say. I assume this is more of probably like a coloured lip gloss. Just because of the applicator and the actual formula for it. Now this is in the colour 304 Ruby Opera, so it comes in this gold packaging. You have the colour in this little bar area here and on the bottom, and it really intrigued me. I was really quite intrigued by the colour because it is such a pretty colour. I don't have anything that's pure red, so I picked this up. So this is what it looks like, a little small dope for applicator, and you get the colour in the tube area as well. Now I have to say the colour is absolutely beautiful, but I can't see I'll be wearing this an awful lot. I don't overly like lip glosses because I always find they're quite sticky. This isn't overly sticky, but at the same time I don't think it would last a massive long time because obviously it doesn't stick to the lips very well, but it is such a beautiful colour. I think this is around £2 or £3 along with this one as well, so that's that one. I'm now showing you guys all the products that I've got. I'm going to kind of go straight into the makeup look. Now I have already primed my face. I used my micellar water and a few other bits and pieces that you would have seen in my skincare routine. So I've put a primer on as well, and I've used the Maybelline New Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. So we'll start off with the Revlon foundation. Now I don't want to apply an awful lot because I'm not sure kind of what the coverage is like. I won't put too much on my hand. So I'm going to go in with my You Spicy rounded compact brush. I'm actually just going to apply this just to my face with my fingers first, just because I don't like applying it straight to the brush because I always find you waste product that way. As I can already see, it is too light for my skin, but we'll work with it. I would probably suggest kind of trying them out first. It's not always easy to, but I would maybe, with the Revlon Colourstay, I would go maybe a shade up to what you normally wear, just because actually I find this is quite light for my skin. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with the brush and just kind of pat it into the skin. It seems to be blending quite nicely, which is actually, I do find it can be a bit of a pain because I do actually have foundations that are harder to blend and I do have to use more of a sponge to do it. But lately I've been wanting to use a brush just because I find it's kind of, the applicator is so much nicer and smoother. To be honest, when I've actually got it on my skin, it's not as light as I thought. It probably is maybe a shade lighter than I would normally get, but it's actually not too bad. It does actually even out my skin tone fairly well. So that's that gone on. It is actually really nice. The coverage I would probably say is like probably like a medium, maybe a slight, it's probably like a low-high coverage. It is really nice. It blended in really nicely actually. It hasn't streaked at all, which I do find happens in other of my foundations. But yeah, so that's really nice actually. I do really rate that. I'll kind of have to see how I go. I will still keep using it. I'll kind of update you guys as well to see how I've been getting on with it. But yeah, so I've applied that. I'm going to go in with one of my actual products that is my own that I've had for quite a long while because I didn't get a concealer. I'm just going to use my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Fair Neutral. Now, Now again, I haven't got a powder product because I didn't get one, but I'm just using the Maybelline Matte Maker Mattifying Pressed Powder. I'm going to just use my Duo Soft Focus powder brush. So I'm now going to go in with my Bourjois bronzing. I will actually try and use this small brush. I'm kind of not sure how it's going to go because I'm used to using more of my angled contour brush, whereas this is quite a small brush, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay. I'm actually going to go in, just because I find it easier, I'm just going to go in with my angled contour brush instead, just because I find it kind of blends better. I probably actually applied way too much there, to be fair. That's fine, I'll blend it out. I have to admit though, it's actually a really pretty colour. It's probably more of a, it's kind of like a brick red. You don't need a lot of it, as you can see. A lot does go a long way, which is really nice. I found with the other Bourjois palette that I bought, the chocolate bronzing palette, I actually didn't really like because the pigmentation wasn't great. But I have to admit, this is actually really nice, so much so I'm actually trying to blend it out. I'm just going to use a little bit of my powder just to kind of slightly cover it so it's not as intense. That's better. And again, because I didn't get a blush, I'm just going to use again one of the ones that I have, which is the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in 15 Seductive Pink. And I'm just going to use my QVS brush as well. I'm not sure what brush this is exactly, but I find it's quite nice just to add a small amount of colour to the cheeks. So now I'm going to go in with the eyes. Now I'm just going to do my eyebrows quickly. Again, I'm just using something that I already have. This is the W7 in the City Natural Mousse Eye Colour Palette. Now I do have an eye pencil, but it's actually slightly too dark for my eyebrows because I am naturally blonde. I do find it very hard to find like a decent colour that's not too dark. So I just normally go in with these two colours here. It's kind of more of a off grey brown and then more of a red undertone brown. And I'm just going to go in with my Duo Angled Brow and Spoolie brush. I'm now going to go in with my eyeshadows. Now I think I'm going to go in with my In the Night palette first. I don't know what look I'm going to create, I'm kind of just going to go with it. I'm just going to go in with my Duo eyeshadow blending brush with this colour here, which is Wonderland. So it's a very pretty colour. You probably can't see it, but it is actually very pigmented. It's a very pretty colour. It's almost like a peachy, it's coming off almost like a peachy colour, even though in the actual palette it's more of like a terracotta brown. In with Laura E, which is this dark brown, very red undertone colour, and I'm just going to use my blending brush again. I'm not going to take too much of it this time, and I'm going to just do it in the outer corner. So I'm not going to do actually any more with that palette. I want to go in with my bronzing ones, but I will probably do a full look on this. If you guys want me to, leave a like down below, leave a comment as well. But this actually is really good. Obviously I have tried a lot of the W7 palettes before, so I know they are really good, but the colours are really beautiful in this palette. So I'm going to go in with my my bronzing eyeshadows, and I'm actually going to use more of like a flat packed brush like so, because I'm going to be applying this just to the lid. I'm going to wet it because I'm curious to see what the intensity is like. So I'm just going to go in with my Breath of Fresh Air toner water by Lush, and I'm just literally just going to spray. So I'm going to go in with, I think, a mix of both of these colours. These, I think, as I said, will definitely be kind of my favourite colours. They are absolutely beautiful. I'll show you them close up. This is what they look like. One's more probably of like a red undertone. This is more of like a brown undertone. But as I said, they catch the light beautifully, as you can see. And you do get a lot of product for your money. Mix them together. So I'm curious to see what they come out like. So that's it on the brush, as you can see. I don't think you guys can probably see it. Now I have to say, when they're wet you do have to build them up for the intensity. They're not as creamy as when they're dry, so you do have to kind of work over it, and you do have to kind of build the actual product up, as I said. In with this like dark brown copper colour. Again, it's just going to be a dry brush, but I'm just going to apply this to the outer and slightly blend inwards as well and down, just so it kind of blends everything in. But I'm just going to go in with this small crease brush. I'm just going to use this fluorescent pearly white colour. I have slightly wetted it as well, and I'm just going to go in this corner with it. This one here that I use on the outer. And just go in actually on my lower lash for the other 3/4 and join the white up. But they are very pretty. I do highly recommend, probably out of the two, I would recommend this one more, just because I haven't actually tried techniques before where their products are so pigmented. But for the price, you can't go wrong, and the colours are beautiful. So I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Lash Accelerator mascara. Now I'm not going to do a liner with this one, just because I kind of want to see how it is, whether or not the formula's changed at all. And because I remember why I loved it now, because it is a really nice mascara. You don't need a lot of it actually. I think quite a thin coat does. I mean, I use one applicator, well, 2 applicators, one on each eye. So my top lash mascara, I'm just going to use the Benefit Roller Lash, which I've had for quite a while now. That is the eyes done. I think out of these colours, just because I've gone for kind of more of a slightly bold eye, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal like tinted lip balm in 602 Irresistible Espresso. So this is what the colour looks like. Now the first thing I noticed actually is the applicator is actually really smooth. It's really moisturising on the lips. It actually feels exactly like a normal lip balm would, but it's just got colour in it. Now on camera, this is actually coming off kind of more of like a mauvey brown colour, but it is almost like a pure brown, especially when you look at it in the tube like so. Again, it's actually coming off slightly red on camera. So that is the end of the video, guys. Every single product that I tried, I really was happy with. I think probably my 2 favourites have to actually be probably the foundation and the bronzer, as well as the small baked eyeshadow palette. As I said, if I can find any links, I will leave them down below. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave it a like, please subscribe. If you've got any more thoughts on any more videos that you want me to do, please leave in the comments. But if you enjoyed it yet, please leave it a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!